Our tailgate for this bantamweight matchup. Take a look at the reach advantage that Junior Jair has. That is a big one. That's 6 inches. Can he keep this man to the outside and pick him apart?
It's not Bellator MMA without Michael C. Williams to begin it.
Bellator MMA back in London, England tonight from the SSE Arena, Wembley. We welcome all of those joining us live in the UK on BBC iPlayer as we are set now to begin the Bellator 267 prelims with 3 5-minute rounds in the bantamweight division. Introducing the blue corner at 5'10", weighing in 136 pounds. His professional record, 7 wins, 2 losses from Curitiba, Bahia, Brazil, presenting Jair Jr. And across the cage, his adversary, fighting out of the red corner at 5'8", weighing in 134.8 pounds as a professional. He's undefeated, 7 victories, no defeats, fighting out of Tajikistan, Khurshed, Kakhorov. In charge of the action, your referee, Jair.
Always important. I'm surprised more guys don't do that. Like, are we touching fists or not? Because I'm not going to do it if you're not going to do it.
I love the fact that Junior told the camera, yeah, get out.
Yeah, it's time. I've been here long enough. One of the topics we'll be covering throughout a lot of these prelims in particular, but it's going to go into the main card as well, is the layoff. Because a lot of these fighters have not fought since before COVID.
You're right. A lot of these fighters, some under contract with Bellator, they have been sitting on the sidelines based upon COVID, not being able to get a visa, not being able to get out of their country. So we're going to see a whole lot of people that are excited to be in the cage tonight.
Jair Jr. wants this on the floor, as you would expect. His wins have come by submission. He is a BJJ player.
Coming out of Curitiba, Brazil, there's a ton of strikers. Anderson Silva, Vanderlei Silva, the Hua brothers, a bunch of guys that are phenomenal strikers. He's a good striker, but he knows that his skill set and advantage is on the ground.
So you heard Michael C. Williams say Tajikistan, which you may not have heard of. I've literally been waiting, and I didn't ask you for the last 2 days of hanging around. Tell me you can't have been there.
I have not been to Tajikistan.
I knew it. We finally got one on the box we can check off. Do you know where it is?
I do. I've been near it, been next to it.
Afghanistan is to the south of it, China.
Yep.
Uzbekistan.
I've been to Uzbekistan.
All right, this isn't, it's not a contest. But if it were one, you would win.
A nice, very nice right now as far as you're looking at this clinch position. Very strong position as far as keeping the elbows up high for Kakhorov. He is very strong, and that's the one difference you'll see with his opponents. He tends to just start to overpower his opponents.
And an easy way to think about what you're saying is we know what Jair Jr. wants to do in this fight and where he won, and he hasn't been able to get him even close to where he wants.
But the one thing he is doing is, by being in this clinch position, he's not accepting a lot of damage. He's not being hurt by the power. And so right now, he's being smart. Let me wear on these arms, let these arms get heavy. They're not going to have as much snap on those punches.
Kakhorov, 5 straight knockouts en route to this 7-0 start. So the 3-year layoff for Jair Jr. He hasn't lost a fight in over 5.5 years.
Still looking for that outside trip now.
And that's what, you don't have it. That's what can happen.
But again, not terrible in the position that he was wanting to be in this fight. He would have rather been in the top position.
But if that head comes out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice job of breaking the posture, though.
If only someone in Ric Flair's camp had realized and thought to try to get that so where he could get like 5 cents for every time.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Would never have had to wrestle again. Nice job moving that position. That's good hip movement. Junior doing a nice job, but unable to control that arm that he was actually needing to have in place so he could go for that arm bar. You can see how he definitely got Kakhorov off of base and balance in his position, throwing him off. Kakhorov coming right back on him.
We talk all the time about the UK fighters being behind, say, the Americans when it comes to wrestling. The Eastern European fighters started to close the Jiu-Jitsu gap with fighters from Brazil or in other parts of the world.
Yeah, they just do it differently, and it's not, you know, when you're talking about their grappling compared to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu stylist grappling, it's different. They're getting their grappling more from wrestling and sambo, and there is a difference to that style. But all styles have the submission. Some have more control base, some have more technique and getting that ending with that submission.
If you're Kakhorov here, do you step away and make him get up because you'd rather have the last minute?
I look and say, look, you've always said this is you want to be knocking people out, and you've proved that you can do it. Why am I going to sit here and play? I'm going to step back, make this man get up. You're the one that controls the position. You step back, the referee's going to make him get to his feet. You have your opportunity to get your knockouts.
Particularly in a close round where there hasn't been a lot of things to choose from. You always told me you don't score points on defense.
Defense does not score you anything. Right now, I think Kakhorov understands that he's landed the better overall shots. He's been in better positions, so he's feeling comfortable with the round. He needs to be very careful of his leg right now. It's not straight, so there's no danger.
One more shot before the bell for Fedor on October 23rd.
Nice distance control by Junior.
It's good to want.
Well, you know, everything is not about getting exactly where you want to be right away, and it is about getting that position. Now, he had double unders. Now he's lost that. He's not the guy in control of this position at this moment.
It might be the most subtle and overlooked thing in this sport. The difference, John, explain the difference between exactly what you're looking at there. That's an under. On the right side of your screen is not. That is a monumental difference. It's almost hard to explain.
Monumental difference in leverage you're talking about. With that underhook, you are able to leverage your opponent into positions in the cage by being able to bring them a little bit light, and they're not as strong. When you talk about that overhook, sometimes the overhook's a great tool. It's a great tool with the wizard and getting in position. But overall, you're looking for those underhooks just like you saw Kakhorov have.
Shot, and this is where it ended up in the first round.
Yeah, but what Junior is showing you is, look, I do not want to be in a slugging competition with Kakhorov. He's got too much power. I had opportunities in the first round. I think I can get there. He went for the leg lock. He went for the knee bar. It wasn't quite, not enough time, not enough position, but it only takes one mistake from Kakhorov to give Junior that ability to lock on that submission.
Now, we talked about Tajikistan, where he is from. He has been training in Germany, fighting out of Germany for the last couple of years, training with, speaking of guys coming up, Daniel Weichel, who fight Pedro Carvalho in Dublin.
Nice heavy elbow.
Another. That's what I thought he would do late in the first round.
And you see him motioning, telling him to get back to your feet.
And Jair Jr. was like, no, come on.
And that's the difference. When we talk about fight IQ,
yeah,
you'll get a lot of fighters that will end up fighting their opponent's fight. This is exactly what you want to see out of your fighter. I want you to be smart in there. You don't have to win every second of the match. You just have to be the person that is controlling it, landing the better shots, and being the person that says exactly where it's going to take place. Again, use that underhook to whip him around. Jair is just not able to get that physical positioning against Kakhorov here. He's having problems when he gets into the clinch. He's losing the position right away.
He took a good shot there. Right hook connected.
Shot too, though.
He did. first clean land, but he knows, you can see from the look on his face, his body language, that suddenly this is not where he wants to be.
But you're also, and one of the things, pick up, watch him, he's ducking his head forward, and if Kakhorov gets the idea to bring a knee up at that time, it's going to be all over. Or I'll meet that head with my foot.
I'll find your head wherever it is. Body kick. Everything's a step slower now. You can see Jair Jr.'s breathing heavier.
You see the mouth is open. Body positioning is telling you he's just not sure of what to do at this point. Nice heavy right hand.
He's setting it up, left jab, setting up both of those right hands. Kakhorov does not feel threatened, you can tell by the striking.
No, and that's exactly what you're saying, is the respect of his power is not there.
Again, stalking him.
But a lot of basic mistakes right there. You saw Kakhorov going straight back multiple times. Finally, then he circles out with lateral movement.
Through two. Respect for his opponent's power, but doesn't feel as threatened. There's almost a body language moment.
You can see the moments when a fighter finally says, oh, you can't hurt me. You've hit me with your best shots. It's not enough to hurt me, and now I'm just going to start walking you down. See right there, that's a big wind-up by Kakhorov.
Yeah. His effective strikes have been the combinations, not one at a time.
Yeah, and instead of winding up, small shots that lead to big shots are the ones that end up hurting your opponent. You don't have to throw everything into the shot, but straight shots that make Jair bring his hands up, bring his hands down, and then you come to that open area, that's what makes you effective.
The lower the output, the lower the volume, the less you're giving him to think about.
Absolutely. Right now, it's even getting harder for Jair at this point to hold on, based upon just both guys being a little sweatier, slipperier. And you can just see physically, there's no doubt that Kakhorov is just the stronger fighter.
Now you see the circling more. That? No. Yeah, didn't do much. Leaning the wrong way.
But the one thing that Kakhorov is really doing that is giving Jair the ability to stay with it. For the most part, he's only landing ones. Watch one. He'll throw one, and he'll back off. He'll throw one, he'll back off. At one point, he threw a combination, but it's not the 1-2s. It's the 1-2-3-4s that are going to get you where you need to get. You see Junior going after him with multiples. That gives him more opportunity to be successful.
Almost caught the foot. And any desperate attempt now for Jair Jr. to get him to the ground. He's trying to seize it. Again, one underhook. And not even that.
There hasn't been a point in this fight where you really saw Junior being the guy in control of the clinch. Kakhorov has been the guy that's been able to control his position, put the fight where he wants, exit the clinch if he wants, stay with it.
Which he just did. Eventually, these leg kicks are going to start paying dividends. He put one in the bank in round 2 that you could tell changed things up a little bit.
You can tell that. Just take a look at the limping step of Jair Jr. right now. He has got a compromised left leg. And Kakhorov should go right back to it. There you go.
Yep. He's got a minute left to keep the knockout streak going. Again, he has moved him in that spot the entire fight.
Physically just much stronger, able to hold position. Nice heavy body shot.
At this point in minute 15, Kakhorov looks like he just woke up from a nap, whereas you can tell Jair Jr. has been in a fight.
Yeah. You can see just as he gets out of the way of that, but there was so much weight on that leg that it's damaged now, and he's having a hard time balancing himself.
Oh, he's right on the top of the head.
Beautiful.
There's the knee you wanted. Final seconds. Kakhorov, he took a shot. He took a big left hand and backed him up in the final seconds. But they'll both end up on their feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, having gone the distance, we'll go to your 3 judges at cage side, where all 3, Michael Murtha, Doug Crosby, Eric Colon, all seed exactly the same 30-27. I'll have it for the winner by unanimous decision and still undefeated Khurshed Killer Kakhorov.
He had to work, another learning opportunity, but more steps forward for a young undefeated fighter. Guys?